Who needs science fiction when reality is wilder? From engines that scream at 12,000 RPM to tires made of plants and even fuel pulled straight from the air. 2024 has been an incredible year for motoring tech. But what's driving this tech explosion? Is it just competition, or are we truly driving toward a better future? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you won't just have answers. You'll gain a new appreciation for how far we've come and where we're headed. Let's start with number 10, the Porsche engine that revs an insane 12,000 RPM. For perspective, that is almost twice the red line of a standard Porsche 993 engine, which tops out at 6,800 RPM. Swindon Powertrain really outdid themselves with this one. They've developed a 4-valve cylinder head compatible with the legendary M64 engine. Instead of the traditional single inlet and exhaust valve, this kit adds 2 of each. More valves mean more air. And in the world of engines, more air equals more power. The design allows the engine to gulp down as much air as possible at higher revs without slowing airflow. That's just engineering wizardry at its finest. But what does this mean behind the wheel? More torque throughout the rev range, more top-end power, and most importantly, that glorious ability to rev higher than ever before. And before you ask, yes, it's pricey. The kit alone costs about £35,940, and that's before you factor in installation or any additional internal modifications you might need to safely handle such high RPMs. But for anyone lucky enough to own a 964 or 993 Porsche 911, this upgrade turns a classic icon into a full-blown track weapon. Honestly, can we take a moment to appreciate how wild this is? In a world obsessed with hybrids and EVs, Swindon has gone back to the roots of internal combustion and made it sing. That's worth celebrating. Okay, so we've all heard the phrase, let the sunshine in. But what if your car could literally do that for you? At number 9, that's exactly what Volvo had in mind with their new sun-like LEDs in the EX90. These LEDs replicate the full spectrum of natural sunlight using something called natural spectrum technology. That's not just marketing fluff, it's actual physics. Regular LED lights emit a lot of blue light, which can strain your eyes and mess with your sleep cycle. Sun-like LEDs, however, reduce blue light and mimic the color spectrum of real sunlight, measured on the Kelvin scale. Here's how it works. Warm lighting like 2500K feels cozy, like candlelight. At the other end of the spectrum, 6500K replicates bright, clear daylight. Volvo's system dynamically adjusts across this range, giving you the perfect glow at any time of day. It's like nature's alarm clock, but inside your car. And the benefits go beyond just aesthetics. Studies have shown that exposure to natural light can boost serotonin levels, improving your mood, focus, and even energy levels. It's the same reason why architects are obsessed with maximizing natural light in buildings. Volvo just decided to take that idea and stick it inside a car. Oh, and they didn't stop with the EX90. Polestar's new models are getting the same tech. So, next time you're stuck in traffic, you'll feel less like screaming and more like smiling, even on the cloudiest days. If sunlight in your car sounds futuristic, wait until you hear about fuel made out of thin air. Yep, that's next on the list. It's real, and it could change how we think about energy forever. Direct air capture, or DAC technology, uses massive CO2 filters to pull carbon dioxide directly from the air. Then, with electricity generated by wind turbines, water is split into hydrogen and oxygen through a process called electrolysis. The hydrogen is combined with the captured CO2 and voila, you get synthetic fuel. It's chemically identical to traditional petrol, which means it can power your car without a single modification. No new engines, no expensive retrofits, just cleaner fuel. A study by the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research estimates that when scaled up, the cost of this synthetic fuel could drop to about 86 pence per liter, or about $1.09. That's a massive improvement from its current cost of 135 pence per liter. Scaling production is the key here, and as technology advances, the price will continue to fall. What's even more exciting is its potential beyond cars. Synthetic fuel could revolutionize aviation, where electrification remains much harder to achieve. Planes, ships, and even industrial machinery could switch to this carbon-neutral option, cutting emissions in sectors that currently seem impossible to decarbonize. And there's more. The CO2 captured for fuel production could also be used to create non-fossil-based plastics, reducing our reliance on petroleum even further. Of course, scaling up this tech requires huge investment, and the infrastructure to produce and distribute synthetic fuel is still in its early stages. But with mounting climate change pressures, this kind of innovation might be our best shot at keeping internal combustion engines, and the industries that depend on them, sustainable for the future. At number 7, what if the tires on your car were made from plants and recycled plastic instead of petroleum? Goodyear has cracked the code, unveiling a demonstration tire made of 90% sustainable materials, a milestone that could reshape the entire tire industry. Traditional tires rely on petroleum-based products like synthetic rubber and carbon black. These materials are not only resource-intensive to produce, but also generate massive pollution throughout their life cycle. Goodyear's sustainable tire swaps out those harmful ingredients for plant-based oils like soybean oil and pyrolysis oil, essentially turning waste into performance. The soybean oil keeps the tire pliable in a wide range of temperatures, ensuring grip and durability compared to, or even better than, conventional tires. Meanwhile, rice husk ash, a byproduct of rice processing, replaces silica to enhance tire longevity and reduce rolling resistance, ultimately improving fuel efficiency for drivers. For perspective, the automotive industry produces over 3 billion tires annually. If even a fraction of these were made with sustainable materials, the environmental impact would be enormous. And Goodyear isn't stopping there. Back in 2022, they introduced a tire made of 70% sustainable materials, which officially went into production this year. Their goal is to hit 100% sustainable material in tires by 2030. Moving on, at number 6, we have the EV solar panels. Now, I know solar panels on cars aren't exactly new, but up until now, they felt more like a gimmick than a legitimate solution for extending range. Enter ABT, the German tuner, who took the Volkswagen ID Buzz and equipped it with high-efficiency solar panels. These panels generate up to 0.6 kilowatts of energy, which over a year translates to an additional 1,860 miles of driving range, all from soaking up the sun. Toyota's new Prius has similar tech, offering optional solar panels that can add up to 776 miles of range per year. Meanwhile, Sono Motors, a solar technology company, has gone all in, signing deals with one of the world's top 10 automakers to integrate solar panels into production vehicles. Their panels are lightweight, efficient, and designed to be seamlessly incorporated into a car's body. The technology behind these panels has made incredible strides. We're not just talking about rooftop panels anymore. Side panels and even hood-integrated systems are being developed to maximize energy capture. ABT, for instance, is working on adding side-mounted panels to increase the total energy output to 1 kilowatt. Now, is this going to replace conventional charging anytime soon? Not quite. The extra mileage those panels provide is still relatively modest compared to plugging into a charger. But for fleet vehicles, especially those operating in sunny regions, solar panels could be a game changer. Delivery vans, camper vans, or even taxis can reduce their dependency on external chargers by harvesting energy throughout the day. So yeah, the future of EVs might just be solar powered. Alright, when it comes to alternative fuels, hydrogen has stolen most of the spotlight. But what if there was a cleaner, more transportable option? Breaking into the top 5 on our list, let's talk ammonia. Ammonia is made of 1 part nitrogen and 3 parts hydrogen. When burned, it releases no carbon dioxide, making it a zero-carbon fuel. What's more, unlike hydrogen, ammonia doesn't require extreme conditions for storage. While hydrogen needs to be stored at 750 bar of pressure to remain in liquid form, ammonia stays liquid at a manageable 7.5 bar. That's roughly the same as the pressure in a car tire. This makes ammonia far easier and cheaper to transport, especially when we're talking about scaling up infrastructure. The technology is already making progress. Toyota, alongside Chinese automaker GAC, has been experimenting with ammonia combustion engines that adapt hydrogen engine designs to burn ammonia efficiently. The early results are promising, though there are challenges. Most notably, ammonia combustion tends to produce nitrogen oxide, or NOx, a type of pollutant that must be mitigated with advanced exhaust treatment systems. So it's not a perfect solution just yet. But if we can scale this technology, ammonia engines could help decarbonize the 1.3 billion internal combustion vehicles currently on the road. That's a lot of vehicles that need a cleaner solution. Next, here's something you might not have thought about: your brakes. As EVs get heavier, braking systems need to step up. Enter Continental's Green Caliper, a lightweight innovation that's changing the game. One of the biggest issues with traditional brakes on EVs is residual brake torque. This refers to the friction between the brake pads and the disc, even when the brake isn't being applied. Over time, this constant drag wastes energy and increases particulate emissions from the pads and discs wearing down, a major concern for the environment. Continental's Green Caliper tackles this by dramatically reducing residual brake torque to less than 0.2 pounds per foot. That's an incredibly small amount of friction, which improves energy efficiency and extends the lifespan of brake components. These calipers are also 5 kilograms lighter per wheel than conventional braking systems. For a full car, that's a weight savings of 20 kilograms, a huge deal when every gram counts in EV range calculations. The Green Caliper works hand in hand with regenerative braking systems. Most EVs already use their electric motors to slow the car and recover energy during braking. The Green Caliper picks up where regen leaves off, providing just enough stopping power without overburdening the system. This two-pronged approach not only boosts range but also reduces brake dust, which is a growing source of particulate pollution. Moving on to number 3, carbon fiber is already an icon in the automotive world. But a new technology called Stitch has taken this material to the next level, promising 900% stronger and 30% lighter carbon fiber. Developed by Nawa Technologies, this process reinforces the glue layers used in traditional carbon fiber manufacturing, with vertical aligned carbon nanotubes or VACNTs. Imagine a microscopic forest of tubes, hundreds of billions per square centimeter, bonding the layers together like super strong Velcro. This innovation makes the material 900% more impact resistant and 20 to 30% lighter than conventional carbon fiber, meaning less damage in collisions, less wear and tear, and better protection for critical vehicle components. Stitch is already proving itself in cutting-edge applications. High-performance sports bicycle wheels are using the technology to withstand intense impacts during competitive racing. But of course, the real potential lies in the automotive sector. Imagine EV battery casings that are both lighter and more robust, or hydrogen storage tanks that are safer and more efficient. Even the aerospace industry is exploring nanoswitch for its ability to handle extreme forces without adding weight. And if you're wondering about durability, these carbon nanotubes are built to last. They're resistant to environmental wear, meaning components made with Stitch will retain their strength and rigidity over time. At number 2, we have an innovation that could make range anxiety a thing of the past: battery swapping. Imagine fully recharging your EV in just 2.5 minutes. No plugs, no waiting. In 2024, NIO introduced its 3rd generation battery swapping stations, and the numbers are nothing short of impressive. Each station can store up to 21 batteries and handle 408 swaps per day. That's a 30% increase in capacity compared to the previous version. The process is completely automated and precise. The system lifts your car, removes the depleted battery, and installs a fully charged one in record time. And yes, it's faster than filling up a traditional car at a gas station. This innovation addresses one of the biggest hurdles to widespread EV adoption: charging infrastructure. Even with rapid chargers, long wait times during peak hours can make EV road trips less appealing. Battery swapping eliminates this bottleneck entirely, offering a seamless experience that feels more like refueling than recharging. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Battery swapping could make EV ownership cheaper. Instead of buying a car with an expensive battery up front, NIO allows customers to purchase the car and lease the battery separately. This lowers the initial cost and ensures drivers always have access to the latest battery technology. The system has already proven a huge success in China, and now NIO has its sights set on international expansion. By the end of 2025, the company plans to operate over 4,000 swapping stations globally, with a significant focus on Europe. Okay, finally at number 1, we're ending with an innovation that's not flashy but could change everything: smarter powertrain packaging. What is it exactly? Nissan has developed a production method that allows both battery electric vehicles, or BEVs, and hybrid e-power systems to be manufactured on the same assembly line. Again, that may not sound glamorous, but it's a logistical breakthrough with far-reaching implications. Nissan systems combined all the critical components of an EV powertrain, motor, inverter, and reducer, into a single compact unit. This is called a 3-in-1 module. For hybrids, the system expands to a 5-in-1 unit by adding a generator and an increaser. By standardizing these designs, Nissan has dramatically streamlined production. This approach is estimated to slash production costs by 30%, compared to 2019 levels. By 2026, Nissan expects this innovation to bring EV and hybrid costs closer to parity with internal combustion vehicles. In other words, we'll see more affordable EVs hitting the market sooner than expected. And this isn't just a concept, it's happening right now. Nissan is already rolling out this technology in its next-generation vehicles, including models like the Ariya and upcoming hybrid variants. And that's a wrap. So, which of these innovations do you think will actually stick around and transform the industry? Are we looking at the next big thing, or just some wild experiments? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to check out our recent video on top 10 most wanted Rolls-Royces. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.